Okay, I have mounted my Starlink Mini on my motorcycle, and there's not actually on the market of a mount for motorcycles for the Starlink Mini. So I had to kind of make take things different things. I'm not going to say exactly how I did it because really it's something you have to figure out on your own, and just say use different things what will work to put it on there. But I will show you what it looks like, and you can look at it. And I don't know if it's something that'll work for you because you might have a different situation than me. But anyways, let's take a look at there it is on my motorcycle, and I'll take a look at it a little closer so you can look at it and just see what it looks like for you. Okay, I'll just take and go slowly around. You can look at it, see how I got it secured on there. See, let's go right here. You kind of see the name there. You can probably look that up. Slowly go around, let you look and see how I have it mounted. Oh, and look down from underneath here. There we go. Okay, now you can take that, look at that how you want, and do with that whatever information you can tell just by looking at it. You might be wondering, why did I mount Starlink Mini on my motorcycle? But anyways, well, I mounted it on there to do live streaming. And of course, you're probably wondering, how does it work? In motion, the Starlink Mini on a motorcycle of all things, for live stream. But anyways, I did some live streams when I was out at the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally with the Starlink Mini, and I'm going to take and download those clips. No, those videos onto my computer, and then we'll take a look at it and see how the Starlink Mini performed, in real life, real world situations out on the highway and going through canyons and through trees and everything, and see how the Starlink Mini performed. So, and then once I get them downloaded, I'll be able to put a video together and the rest of this video together, and we'll take a look and see how it worked. So anyways, okay, I'm going to take and go do that, and then we'll see how it works. So I'll talk to you in a little bit. All right, I'm back home here, and I downloaded some the videos, my live streams, onto my computer, and got some clips I picked out, of different situations that just so we kind of get an idea of how the Starlink Mini performed on live streams on the motorcycle in different situations. So, and these live streams aren't on this channel, on my personal channel that this video is on. It's on my traveling channel called Let's Go Traveling. I'll have a link to that in the video description below. A link to that, my other channel there, where these live streams are. Then you can go to that channel and you go to the lives, and then you can watch the entire live streams, all of it. So, but anyways, I selected some clips here, and we'll get to them. The first clip is the first morning I was going out. It was early morning. This is just a kind of along the stretch on the interstate, and just to start things out here, and it performed fine here, but let's take a look at this next clip, this first clip here. Oh yeah, keep in mind, this is on a motorcycle, so, and keep that in mind as far as audio quality, because that's also real world situation. It's not studio in a studio or in a quiet room or anything. So keep that in mind as you watch these clips here. I was hoping to be that was just to start things off. Now this next video clip is I had just exited the interstate and I had to go in to fill up on gas, and I pulled over and to go over to the gas station, over the bridge and everything. And you know, of course, at the gas station they have the canopy. You know, in the video clip I called it an overhang for some reason, I don't know. But anyways, of course I went underneath that, and as expected, what happened was it lost signal, of course, and it ended the stream. You know, just cut it off, just you know, suddenly like that. So, but anyways, we'll watch that video clip. So you can kind of see what it's like as I came up and approached the canopy. And then take and go fill up on gas here. Fill up on gas, I'll be going underneath you know, that overhang, and so I don't know if it'll disconnect or not, but we'll see what happens. I'll fill up on gas, and then I'll go out to where I'm in open and see if it reconnects back up again. Let's see where. I guess I'll have to go right to here then. All right, so for that one, of course, the live stream got cut off, and the signal cut off, and the live stream ended. But anyways, this next clip here is also in the morning. I was in Wall, South Dakota, leaving the campground. It starts right in the campground, and you know, it started out just fine. But when I left, I rolled underneath a tree, and you know, it kept signal, but you know, it kind of had a little hiccups as I went under the tree, and then I came out from underneath the tree, and it was just fine again. So I just wanted to show this as an example. You know, if you're riding just temporarily underneath a tree right here, you'll see what it's like right here. So let's take a look at this clip, and just so you can see how Starlink Mini handled one single tree there that I rode underneath. It worked. Yes. All right, here we go. Leaving the campground right here in Wall, South Dakota, heading to Sturgis. This is the day I arrive, and so let's just hit the road. I want to get going. Here, let me turn this. Oh yeah, I'm going to be going out on the interstate, so it's going to be highway speeds. So of course the audio out there is not going to be you know, the best, you know, when talking and stuff, but that's the real world elements that we're working with. So anyways, I'm going to turn this around so we can get going here. All right, I think pretty good. Here we go. Okay, just leaving Sleepy Hollow Campground here in Wall, South Dakota. All right, a little while later, I was out on the interstate, and so, of course, now we want to see out on the interstate, going underneath a bridge. Let's see how it handles going underneath one single bridge here. Back to the other side again. as you notice for that bridge, it went underneath it, no problem at all, not even a hiccup. But now let's try another situation out on the interstate, and that's like 18-wheelers, right next to 18-wheelers. You know, they're taller, you know, you're right next to them in close quarters, pretty much. And let's see if the 18-wheelers had any effect on the signal for the Starlink Mini. All right, it handled the 18-wheelers no problem, no interference, didn't affect the signal at all, or the live stream or anything. So anyways, let's go back to some bridges here. I'm going to put together just a short montage of some typical bridges that you're going underneath on the interstate situations. All right, it handled those bridges really well. Those were, you know, they're normal, typical bridges that are out on the interstate. Now, this next montage of bridges are wider. They're wider, and there's also some doubles. I'm going to have another montage of bridges, but these bridges are, you know, like I said, they're wider than the previous ones that we just saw here. So let's take a look at those and see how they do.
I should have wrapped that up better. I was kind of in a hurry. I want to get going.
All right, as you saw, there were some hiccups going underneath those wider bridges, but it recovered pretty well, I thought. So That's kind of what it looks like when you're going underneath those wider bridges, and it handled that double bridge really well. It didn't do didn't even do a hook any hiccup at all there. But anyways, what's funny is here my next video clips here are going to be on Main Street Sturgis itself. And what was kind of funny, I thought where I was at, you know, there's nothing overhead, directly overhead. I thought it would have, you know, good signal all the way through, and but it seemed like for some reason, while I was going down Main Street, there were a lot of places where it didn't do well. But anyways, I'm going to take and have us take a look at some clips going down Main Street so you can kind of see what had happened down Main Street. And it seemed like it happened more than just this time on that day. So it's, anyways, let's take a look at it just so you can kind of see what it happened, what it was like on Main Street. And I don't know why it was as bad as it was. It shouldn't have been, I thought, because I wasn't even underneath nothing. But anyways, here we go. Let's take a look at them.
This end of Main Street will turn around and go down all the way to the other end. And due to time, I'm going to take and back to Sturgis. And today is Tuesday, of course, and the B-1 bomber flyover, which was supposed to happen at 3 o'clock, never occurred. That waited about, now, heading to the concert tonight. That's why I'm doing Spearfish Canyon today, this afternoon, so I can get back in time. Not as far, heading all the way down south there. Starlink. I made a mistake by having only one, you know. I have two of them that are USB-C, and the one that I'm using right now is a car socket adapter that's plugged into the car socket adapter on my car socket on my power station.
All right, that's what it was like going down Main Street typically. And I also, like I was saying at that last clip there, I was talking about the plug-ins for going into my power station to power the Mini. And I had the USB-C at first. I had only one width on the trip, and the plug-in on the cord itself went bad. It wasn't working anymore, so it was like 3 days where I did not have a way to power up my Mini. So, but eventually I did get some cords. I ordered, I got two USB-C to plug-ins, and also, like I said in the video clip, the car charger, you know, one like that. Yeah, let me show you what I'm powering, what I have inside my tour pack inside the motorcycle there that the Mini is plugged into. This is the Anker Solix 300 DC, and of course it has the car plug-in, and of course the USB-Cs are on the bottom. And on my recommendation, I heavily recommend it to go with this instead. The USB-Cs work. This is, you know, this plugs in so much better. It's more solid. You know, it's not gonna like it's not as flimsy as the USB-C plugins are. You know, the cord plugins. So that's I heavily recommend get the power station that has this plug-in available. There we go. Yeah, okay. Yeah, excuse me. That's definitely, I highly recommend to get one that has that option on it. So anyways, let's go move on to the next clips here. Like going into Spearfish Canyon here. This next clip is just a turn in where I'm in Spearfish, and I just turned go at a light to go into Spearfish Canyon just to see how it handle a turn. All right, now let's have some video clips here in Spearfish Canyon. I'm gonna do like a montage of Spearfish Canyon clips, and in Spearfish Canyon, there's a large part of it, a significant portion of it, where with my cell phone I have no signal at all, and there's no possible way to, of course, to live stream with in that when I'm through only the cell phone with no cell coverage. So, but with the Starlink Mini, it performed really well going through Spearfish Canyon, and I actually did better down Spearfish Canyon than it did down Main Street Sturgis for some reason. But anyways, well, yeah, I was going to say some, yes, because going through the canyon there, I got some sections where the cliff of the canyons basically really near the road, and also got some trees and stuff, but it performed really well. So yeah, take it, you'll see what I'm talking about in a moment here. Let's take a look at them.
Bridal Veil Falls. There it is. People go by again. Okay, here's where that rock slide was last month. And there were huge boulders that came down on the road. Wow. Oh my gosh.
Alright, so that was Spearfish Canyon. Now let's head over to see how it handles going through switchbacks. In this next video clip, it's going to be a longer clip this time, but I wanted to get, I go through some switchbacks, several switchbacks, and then through a really short tunnel. And I wanted the entire clip from the first switchback all the way through the tunnel, so, and see how it handles. And also keep in mind when I'm going around these switchbacks, the Starlink Mini is fixed on the bike. So when my motorcycle goes around the switchbacks, it is leaning, right? And as a result, the dish also was leaning. So keep that in mind. It's not like on a car where it stays level going all around the switchback. And, with a motorcycle, it's going through switchbacks and curves. The bike is leaning, and as a result, so is the dish. So let's take a look and see how the Starlink Mini handled that situation here in the Black Hills.
Okay, here we go. This is Starlink. Now your work cut out for you. This is where it starts. The switchbacks. Short tunnel after a little while here. I go through a few more switchbacks. Alright, here's that short tunnel. Alright, let's see how it handles it. Okay, it handled that one alright, but that's a really short one. As far as the stream helper, it handled it. I don't know how the video is coming out, but
Alright, as you saw, it handled the switchbacks and that short tunnel really well. That short tunnel wasn't much different than going underneath a bridge. But anyways, now we're gonna head over onto Needles Highway. And I knew going into this that Needles Highway and Iron Mountain Road, those two roads were gonna be that would present the biggest challenge for the Starlink Mini, as far as going through tunnels and trees right up next to the road, tall trees right next to the road for a significant distance. So anyways, I'm going to do this first clip is going to be over where Needles Eye is. I go by Needles Eye and also through Needles Eye Tunnel. So let's then take a look and see how the Starlink Mini handled the Needles Eye Tunnel.
Okay, we're coming up here. Needles Eye Tunnel. Oh man, we're going slow, of course. Oh. looks like it reconnected. But I'm going to stop up at this pull-off up here and check and make sure that the stream is actually still going. It's showing an hour and 39 minutes.
All right, what happened there was when I went through the tunnel there, of course it lost the signal totally, and then it disconnected. On my phone it showed reconnected, because it was trying to get the signal. After I got through the tunnel, it reconnected quick enough where it did not end the stream. So, even though it did skip part of the the part going through the tunnel, it reconnected really quick, and of course the live stream was still working. But anyways, this next clip, it was further down Needles Highway, and the Starlink Mini made it all the way through Needles Highway without losing the stream. The stream continued all the way through. It was only through Needles Eye Tunnel was the only time where it cut out, but of course it reconnected without ending the stream. But I wanted to throw this next clip. This is further down Needles Highway, and although it was live streaming, it was not good quality. So it was like that for I think like last part of the stream for most of it until I got more out into the open when I was out of Needles Highway. But anyways, I just wanted to include this clip so you can kind of see, the trees are up close to the road, and just so you can see how it performed, that it wasn't all really, really good at all. But anyways, this is real live situations out in the elements of live streaming the Black Hills.
Stream way down. For a little while there was just a one bar.
All right, so that was typically what it was like on Needles Highway when I was further along the road there through the end of it. Now we're going to move on to Iron Mountain Road. And Iron Mountain Road is the most, what I knew was going to present the biggest challenge for the Starlink Mini as far as signal. And sure enough, it beat it. And so this next clip is on Iron Mountain Road. And as I was approaching this area, you'll see the quality is not very good because poor signal. And I even mentioned in the stream that this was the most difficult section that was coming up. And where I lost the signal for the live stream for the Starlink Mini, I went through a tunnel, and right away after that tunnel, there's a pigtail bridge. So like I'm coming through the tunnel, and then you come out of the tunnel, and right away there's a pigtail bridge that circles around, like a pigtail. And when I came out of the bridge, normally it'll reconnect like it did for the Needles Highway, but because of the pigtail, it did not reconnect. In fact, I had to ride down a ways on the road until I got to a section where I was able to pull off and get my signal working again, and I had to restart the stream because, of course, when I wasn't able to find the signal of the satellite, the live stream automatically ended. YouTube had a certain amount of time before it cut it off or something like that. But anyways, let's take and watch this next clip, and because it actually stops before I get into the bridge or the yeah, before I get through the tunnel. But anyways, I'm going to show it, show up to where it lasted until. You'll see it's not very good quality at all. Kind of like the Needles Highway previous clip here. Okay, I just watched that clip again, and I decided to cut out, because it was so long, I decided to cut out just a part of it to shorten it up, to get so I can get to where the tunnel is quicker. So, yeah, just keep that in mind, that I cut out just a small part of it, so just to shorten up the clip a little bit.
Stretch of Iron Mountain Road is the most difficult. Let's see how it handles. Okay, Starlink, here we go. Got a 1-2 punch. We got a tunnel and then the pigtail right away. Oh man, there goes.
Okay, this next video clip upcoming is further down the road where I had pulled over to regain my signal and start a new live stream. So, and I was like halfway through a pigtail here, the next pigtail bridge here when I restarted the stream. So, so I kind of circle around here and I go underneath the bridge. But anyways, from this point, it lasted all the way through the rest of Iron Mountain Road, all the way back up to Sturgis. This live stream did, after I got through, the tunnel there. After I restarted, after going through the tunnel there, losing it. But anyways, all right, let's take and watch this clip, and I'm going to take the next clip, which is the very last pigtail, which it made it all the way through. That'll be the clip after this. I'm going to have both of them together so I can watch them right after the other.
Okay, let's see if it's working now. Yes, it is. All right, let's take that down now. Yeah, that was something else. It was not able to hold signal or recover it after I went through the bridge and also pigtail. But anyways, let's continue on. I think I'm on the last pigtail right now, halfway through. All right. Again, I would have been surprised if it didn't drop it. When it was still trying to reconnect, I went through a second tunnel. I'm thinking I have one more pigtail, I think. Yeah, this is the last pigtail here. behind me go by. Kind of a bad place for me to stop as far as signal wise. Alright, I can go. Alright. It lost where it was at.
Alright, this next video clip is from the same live stream as I just showed. I started on Iron Mountain Road. I had rode all the way up through the Black Hills, through Deadwood, through Sturgis, over to the Buffalo Chip campground where I pulled over, and that's where I ended the live stream right after I got into the campground there. And so I'm going to take and show that clip as I enter the campground and end of the live stream there. And then I'll take and do one more concluding clip after that clip and wrap this video up.
Okay, I'm going to take and end the stream right up here. Let's see, yeah, right here. And then I'll go park somewhere. Okay. All right, the streams worked today the way they were supposed to. Just had one on Iron Mountain Road that understandably quit. But anyway, there was a success today. I'm happy with it. This one has been 2 hours and 15 minutes, but I gotta get going right now. So it's about 7:45. It's supposed to be in between 8 and 8:15 when the jump's supposed to happen. So, and that's going to be in my next normal regular video. So, anyways, I do plan on live streaming tomorrow some rides, but I'm going to be up more at the northern hills up here, you know, just around here. So I won't be going as far. Anyways, thanks for watching for the stream, and stay tuned for the next one.
All right, so there you have it. There are some live streams from the Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. It's the 2025 Sturgis Motorcycle Rally. Kind of give a little example of how the Starlink Mini live streamed in the real world conditions on the back of a motorcycle of all things. And it actually performed better than I thought it was going to, you know, taking everything into consideration, the challenges that it faced. The Starlink Mini performed better than I was expecting, and I'm really happy with it. And I think it's going to get better once they get more satellites up there, better technology, everything. And I'm really impressed with it. I'm really happy with it. And so, and also keep in mind, you can watch these entire live streams on my other channel, my traveling channel, Let's Go Traveling. Once again, like I said earlier, I have the link down in the video description to that channel. So you can go to that channel, go to the lives, and watch the entire live streams. And of course, there's plenty of other videos too that you can watch too. So anyways, that's going to wrap up this video. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned for the next one.